All right, so we are into day 2. I am up at 5:50 in the morning. I'm going to start by collecting myself and watching some TV. Oh, that's a curveball. Do we have a TV in this house? Don't believe we do. Do we have one upstairs? If we don't have a TV, that's actually a really big curveball. So this isn't too much of a problem because we can always grab one. And I'm not too worried about our starting show, but I do want to get a TV by midday in day 2. Now, the reasoning behind that is once you've got a secure location, you've got a safe house, you're settled down, which hopefully you will want you will have by day 2. We then need to start working on fortifying our location, and we want to watch Life and Living at 12 p.m. for the Carpentry boost. We don't need to wait for a skill book like we used to, because we only gain up to maximum level 3 by VHSs now anyway. So it's not really worth waiting until we find a book. So that's pretty high up on my list. I want to get carpentry skills so that we can start gaining from barricades and start working towards like walls or windows, stuff like that. Will help us with our defenses. In the meantime, I'm going to start working towards these houses again that we started with in day 1. I just saw a sprinter go along this fence line. It's annoyingly right under where those trees are, I think. There he is.
One eternity later.
That was annoying. That's taken a lot of my fatigue. Just want to be careful here. I'm also going to take some painkillers. Really hoping we can make the progress we need before 12 p.m. It's not going to be the end of the world if we don't get to watch the Life and Living show, but it will certainly give us a bit of a leg up. It's all just going to be about how many zombies there are in this area. There's at least 1 or 2 under here. Okay, second one. Okay, I'm getting a little fatigued, so I'm going to make use of the fence and then take a short rest break. The problem with the trees in Extinction is, unlike Apocalypse, where you can take out zombies in as little as a couple of hits, in Extinction, they take way more. And if there's more than you suspect hidden behind the trees, then, well, you're going to have a really rough time clearing them out. Let's take a moment here, and then we'll get moving again. I really want to see if we can grab a TV. Okay, so there's no zombies banging on the fence anymore. I'm going to attempt to move through these trees and just see what we've got. Right, so we've still got a couple in range, but it looks like we should be clear in this area here. I'm also particularly interested by this vehicle. Realistically, a vehicle is a lifeline in any playthrough, but in Extinction, a vehicle early on is particularly important because in my method, at least, I need it to survive the helicopter event. Surviving a helicopter event in Extinction is considerably more difficult. A vehicle will help make it easier. Okay, that's not ideal. Not ideal at all. However, I didn't see any sprinters. Now, they will have longer memory, so I do need to make sure that I properly lose these zombies. We can work around that. Now, let's check our map here. We have a whole street right here. You can still see like a couple of them are still following, probably because of their memory being longer. They've just given up. I see we've got a house in the trees. That might be my best bet. A little bit more isolated, maybe a smaller chance of drawing attention. Could get that TV we want. Just keeping an eye out because trees can be particularly scary in this difficulty. And if you sneak along fences like this as well, it does actually cut zombie visibility. So they can't see you over the fence if you're right next to it crouched, which is why I was following it there in particular. Now, this house doesn't look destroyed, which is a good sign for there being smaller amounts of zombies here. But it could also mean that it's alarmed. The zombie inside should confirm that it's not alarmed. So I've got that going for me at least. Have a key, another watch. I'm gonna start collecting watches as well because I'd like to level my electrical skill just in case we don't find a generator magazine. We haven't found a writing implement yet. I need to find a pen so that I can start marking off which buildings I have checked and cleared and which ones I'm yet to clear. That's just a personal preference. It's not something you have to do. I do find that it helps me, especially in Extinction, Okay, well, that's not great. Basement's open. This is good. However, I'd like to deal with these guys first. Okay, so there's more than I thought, and there's more out back too. No sprinters yet. Take them for a little bit of a walk. What I'm hoping to do here is just draw them away and then loop back around. I do talk about zombie aggro a little bit in my first series that we did for surviving your first week. But if you are unfamiliar, basically a zombie will remember your last position for a certain amount of time and will sort of, after they've lost sight of you, they will continue to remember your location and follow you based on that. Oh, that's not good. Okay, sound event is drawing them my way. So essentially what you're trying to do when you're losing zombies is stay out of their line of sight for long enough that they just stop tracking you altogether. I think Extinction really does teach you to be flexible with your plans in Project Zomboid, and just you have to be constantly thinking on your feet. And understandably, not everybody can do that in this game. There's a lot of foreplanning and forethought that goes into things, which I think is why this game mode particularly appeals to veterans. It really tests your abilities to think on the spot. Right, let's check this basement out, see what we've got. Okay, some crates. All right, not terrible. So, the garden fork is my personal favorite weapon. People will argue with you as to, like, you know, what's the best weapon in the game. But I particularly like pitchforks or spears in Extinction because they have the instant kill capability. And that will go a very, very long way in this particular setting. Now, in certain situations, that's not going to be such a big deal. But in an environment where you're having to take several attacks to kill a zombie, an instant kill can save your life. The nice thing about spears as well is that with our higher maintenance skill, because of the occupation we've picked, we can craft some pretty good spears as a substitute to this one and keep leveling up our spear skill, which is going to make our attacks more effective. And I think grinding your chosen weapon choice early on is, again, something that not ordinarily is very important, but in Extinction can go a long way. We've got another sort of rural house right next to us. These rural houses, I think, are going to give us a lot more options than the ones in populated areas. We're coming up on 12, so I'm kind of hoping that this house might have a TV. If we can get up behind this zombie quick enough. Might actually be able to use the porch. There is a TV. Excellent. Okay, let's get in here. Right, I want to reduce the volume. Tune into Life and Living. Oh, we've caught the cook show, even though we're past time. That's actually been an unintended bug for quite some time now. I think it's like if TVs are switched off, I want to say within 50 tiles, that shows will play like past time. They've done that for a very long while now. Not sure if it's 50 tiles exactly, but you can often catch like informational shows like Life and Living way after you're supposed to because of that. Honestly shocked that it's still a bug. Okay, there we go. This is why we love spears and instant kills. What have we got here? Blue pen, nice. I like to collect the different colored ones personally. We're gonna eat this just because we don't have many other options. Now this place has a TV. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch Life and Living here, and then I'm gonna take the TV back to base with me. Okay, so this is the Carpentry show. We're gonna catch this and start leveling up my Carpentry early. Now, I've already got a level and an XP boost, so this is going to take me through level 2, I hope. Excellent. Now, crucially, that, I believe, will allow me to build walls. Yep. Whether it will allow me to build windows, yes, it will. Okay, so in a situation where you have a less than ideal base, windows are a great defense. As I'm sure you've seen already in Extinction, they are capable of destroying doors and windows very quickly. So if you're able to put a surrounding wall of window frames around your base, you can then barricade them to your liking. I like to do like groups of barricaded walls with gaps in between. Maybe we'll get the chance to show you that in this playthrough. And then essentially I can leave some of them open, which staggers their approach if a large group comes by your safe house. Now, the trickiest part of this journey is going to be taking the TV back to our safe house. They weigh 10. So the way damage works from being over encumbered is that you will start to lose health down to like, I think what is a maximum or a minimum, sorry, of 75% health, and then it will stop. But of course, biggest thing we have to worry about is the fact that carrying items will slow my attacks. That means if a sprinter catches eye, it can beat my attack speed. So we have to be very, very careful indeed and just keep an eye out for any sprinters. But if we can make it back to base with this, this will be a huge leg up for us. Essentially, this is like all you will spend your second day doing is you will spend it searching local buildings. There aren't many buildings in my area, but I want to start trying to clear like the zombies around me and loot some local buildings for as many supplies as I can get my hands on. Where in Apocalypse, you can go a bit further afield pretty quickly. This game mode, we have to start with our local area. And I'm going to have to start clearing these zombies out. They are going to be in my way one way or another. We'll come back for the TV. Okay, excellent. I love spears, man. I think they're great for this game mode. So much better for conserving stamina when you can just spear them while they're on the ground. Seems to have a much higher kill rate than stomping on them. I'm worried that one of these might be a sprinter. That's the instant kill right there. That is gold in Extinction. Okay, we do have another group up by the fence. But one of them does look to have a backpack, so that's not all bad. Really like to check this radio. Of course it's on. We've got an unknown frequency, not the emergency frequency though. For those that don't know, the emergency frequency essentially tells us when the chopper event is going to be. Gives you a warning when the chopper's on the way. So I was hoping to get that, but that's okay. Look around it. Okay, I can work back towards the TV as and when. For now, I want to focus on clearing out these zombies. Hopefully go back for that vehicle, maybe. We are now starting to become fatigued. Nice, instant kill. We love that. Still a couple more to deal with. Getting a little bit of muscle strain and fatigue. Take the opportunity for a quick sit down while we can. Again, you can see why I'm such a fan of spears and garden forks in particular on this particular difficulty. I've always been a fan of spears, but on Extinction, I really do think they're one of the best weapons available. Anything that's going to give you a decent chance of an instant kill. I think short blade weapons could also be really good. The trouble, of course, with short blades is you need to spend quite a lot of time leveling them up, as far as I understand it, before they really get good when it comes to instant kill chances. There's still zombies by that house, so I'm hoping we can clear the last couple near here, and then get back to the safe house, grab a drink, and then come back for the TV. Okay, let's get back there. Nice and quick. Broken window still, so I've got to keep that in mind. Could be zombies in here. Always a possibility. Okay, while I've got a moment, let's put up these sheets, and we might even be able to carry the TV back with us if I do this correctly. Basically just spending what extra time I have to try and make safe our safe house. Easier said than done, of course. One very real problem that you will likely have with Extinction is your weight. Because you're exerting yourself so much more by taking so many extra hits to kill zombies, you'll find that you go through calories much faster. Diet becomes a real problem in Extinction, but just look for things with high calories and grab those items over anything else. Excellent, we've got the TV in our backpack. Don't ask me how that works, but it does. This is another thing as well. We're getting tired by about 3:20 p.m. And again, that'll come down to the fact that we're more active than in a standard playthrough. We're out and about doing things, spending more energy. Extinction is has a lot more complexities than you might initially think of. So I'm thinking what we'll do is, of course, we will place the TV. Move that into my direct inventory, and we'll just place this over here now. Of course, we don't have a table for it, but that doesn't particularly matter. Oh, actually, it's an antique TV, so that really doesn't matter. Okay. That right there is a very good demonstration of how quickly they will break things. And I'm going to take this corpse outside because I don't want to deal with corpse sickness. I'm going to take a quick power nap, I think, and see if we can get like an extra bit of time. So let's set an alarm here for 5:50 maybe. Set an alarm for like 5:50, 5:40. Excellent. And then I'll probably go and catch the TV show. Stick the TV on, catch a bit of survival, exposure survival. Not as important, but at the end of the day, skill points are always good. And then after this, we'll get back to working on clearing out some of those Zeds and hopefully getting towards that car. Because I am very much hoping that that car is still active and working. Let's go ahead and cross off the list. We've done this building. This building. That's basically it right now. This one. Take a quick moment to watch this and then we'll get out on the road. So back at it. We're going to go straight back towards those houses and try to clear the zombies out. Really want to try and make the most of our time. Excuse me. Thank you. Now there are definitely still zombies in this area. I'm a little bit worried about the trees. Try and grab this one first. Yeah, there's still a whole bunch back there behind the house. Yeah, I might go for the house first, but with all those zombies behind it, I might try to go for this vehicle instead. Either way, we've got to clear out quite a lot of these zombies. I am going to use the search function. Just checking the surrounding area. So if this vehicle's not open, really what I want to do is I want to search the nearby area and the nearby zombies for that matter and see if there's a key lying around. We've tried the search function. We're going to try nearby houses and we're going to try zombie corpses. Now this is a looted building, which is important because it changes the loot quite often. Looted buildings are meant to simulate the building being ransacked basically by other survivors. Quite often this will change the loot inside. And you'll quite often find loose items on the floor too. Turn this TV off. A great way to make sure you don't miss anything with these houses is to use the search function. Here you go. So we found a cooler. That was a proper foraging find. The trouble is that you don't actually serve to slow down the speed at which food rots right now. I would really... There is a mod that does that. I actually covered it in a video not too long ago. I would really like to see that implemented as a default feature. Like, just having the ability to use a cooler to slow food rotting would be really, really nice. Because, you know, otherwise, what are they used for? Ice cream. Huge. Okay. Really high-calorie foods. Radio, I mean, we can take that to dismantle and maybe we get lucky and it has the emergency frequency. So unfortunately, no key for this vehicle as of yet. Painkillers. Pick some more of those. Nothing else though. Okay. So no key, not ideal. We continue on. What I'll do before we head back maybe is I'll go and grab some of those planks too, or at least one of them to barricade that front window. Not that barricades really stop the zombies much in this mode, but an open window is not a great prospect in Extinction. So the sooner we can get that barricaded, the better. That's one. I want to say there was two more, and I think it was they were in the basement. Okay, think about this. Excellent. Okay, that'll do. Just a couple barricades. We can always come back. Don't want to over encumber myself, really. Honestly, those houses right there would make like potentially decent like alternative safe houses, especially the one that's like furthest down here. But right now, I feel like we're in a good position because there's so few buildings to our like west directly. And if an alarm goes off, they're likely to draw zombies away from me, not to me. I'm gonna search as we go. I don't think we're gonna find any like car keys or anything crazy like that, but you never know. We might as well gain some passive XP while we go. Something as well, if you didn't know, is that actual things that you see in your environment do affect foraging or searching. So for example, if you see, as I'm saying that, if you see a crack in the surface of a road, you are more likely to find stones at that crack in the surface of the road, just like this one. Similar for things like berry bushes in the woods, more likely to find things like berries if you see an actual bush in the world. Okay, so we're coming around to the end of our day, but before we wrap up, I want to barricade those windows. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find a car. We were, however, able to do a good bit of zombie clearance. We searched a couple of buildings. We found some useful supplies. Get these barricades up. Sheets. There we go. Excellent. Okay. A little bit of inventory management. And then it's probably time for us to get some sleep. Let's check this radio out as well. Just want to make sure that it doesn't have the emergency frequency. If it does, that will be huge. It does not. Okay. Okay, no luck on that one. We'll keep an eye out for the emergency frequency though. And that pretty much takes us to the end of day 2. Now in day 3, I think I would definitely like to keep an eye out for some cigarettes and a lighter, I should say. We'll continue our hunt for a vehicle that works. And we will, in all likelihood, keep clearing this area and see what else we can find. We may even go back to this area, Oak Street, where an alarm went off early on in the playthrough. So maybe it will make a half decent place for us to go and loot. But more on that as we get back into day 3. For the time being, let's get some good sleep.